No sound. And here we are. Welcome to Live with Rhea. So I kind of threw this together like last minute, and you can see the camera's shaking. But I decided to throw this last minute because next week I'm gonna kind of be out, and it's nice to see you all. And I'm gonna be in San Diego next week on a top secret mission. So it's nice to see you all, and nice to see you all. So what I'm going to do tonight is kind of like, just do a little chit chat, but also tell you a little bit about what I've been up to lately in terms of like, places I've been, what I've been doing, and just general chat. What's up? As a reminder, I have a lot of things going on. So one of the first things I want to show you, and see if I could bring it up here, is the Substack. So the Substack is a weekly newsletter, and I'm really pushing this because it's like a nice compact way to get the news, and I really love it. And my friend Steve Herman, W7VOA, and you might know him, he has been he has been sort of like under kind of like he's been well, first of all, he's a journalist with the VOA, which I respect a lot. But he's kind of been encouraging people to do news. So I'm going to show you my little thingamajiggy here. And here you can see it on the screen. So n2rj.substack.com. And then Kohler, of course, is my my little moderator there. He's 12 going on 13. So yeah. So I've been reporting on the news a lot in ham radio. I got the inspiration from a couple of people. Jamie Dupree, NS3T. Sorry, I have to drink a lot of water. But Jamie Dupree, NS3T, he is kind of like the he is the sort of like originator of this thing, and I decided to go on and start one. And then Steve Herman, I started and I never did anything, and then Steve Herman subscribed. I'm like, whoa, yeah, I gotta do something because I got a little push from Steve here. What is this I'm wearing? Okay, so let me show you what I'm wearing too. And it's really interesting because this shirt says radio broadcaster, okay? And yeah, I'm using my DJI mic because my pod mic I haven't had time to set up. This I got at the NAB show, and this is kind of like, it's a little souvenir I got from the NAB store. This is a manual focus camera. This little thing here, I got this from YLRL Convention, and has my call sign on it. So, yeah. Hi, Joe Starr from Aruba, Australia, mate. Nice to see you there. And, yeah, the comments are working. Andy Cowley, nice to see you, Andy Cowley. Hope I see you at Friedrichshafen, Andy Cowley. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you, Joe. Yeah. And, yeah, he can't drive. Cola can't drive. Cola could only drive in video games, in Roblox, and, other stuff. Let's see here. So, yeah, unfortunately, well, Douglas V said he's not going to Dayton. You don't have time to paint the model. What model? I'm not sure. ¿Cuál es el mejor taquería en Dayton? I don't know. Yo no lo sé. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, so let me show you a few photos of what I've been doing too. But the Substack, and I still want to show you the Substack here. So the Substack here, I've been doing a lot of little news and such like that. And you see here, like, I've also been putting up the podcast too. But if you look at the latest one, like Rhea's Ham Shack news from May 7th, I want your news tips. If you have a news tip, send it to rhea@n2rj.com, and I will definitely credit you. I do a section health and welfare, unfortunately, because we're losing a lot of hams, and you might have old friends or people who are noted in the community that you really want to do stuff there. Cola, Douglas V. Cola is my son, and I put this together last minute. Yeah, I just threw it on last minute and decided to come. So yeah, so you know, we have Silent Key, and Andy WA2CDL was a real interesting character because he kind of like, he ran a test table at these hamfests, right? And he was really, you know, he really enjoyed what he was doing, and he wanted to, he really wanted to continue doing it. Unfortunately, some hamfests really didn't like it, so they kind of like, you know, threw some shade. But he used to be a president at Limemark Hamfest. Let's see here. The RF exposure rules. Yes, so I want you guys to watch my video on RF exposure, especially if you're in the United States, because our new rules, the ARL posted an article saying the new rules came into effect on May 3rd this year. That's kind of not really accurate. The new rules were always there, but the new rules came into effect in 2021. It's just that you had 2 years exemption. You had 2 years if you were compliant under the old rules, you would then be able to comply under the, you know, have a grace period of 2 years. After that 2 years, which is on May 3rd, 2023, you need to comply. And compliance is really easy. I did that on last week's live stream, but this video does a more condensed version. Essentially, what you got to do is you need to go online to the calculators, put in your antenna parameters, and each band you work, run the calculator. If it tells you you're good, just PDF the results and keep it somewhere safe. And if not, then you have to move antennas or reduce power or something. This is important because, not because the FCC is going to come knocking on your door, but because if somebody come and complain that your antennas is causing problems, then you want to definitely have this, because if the FCC investigates and they found that you didn't do the evaluation, they might use that against you, you know. We talked about the dues. You know, I'm not talking about the ARL and the people at the ARL anymore, because they're in their own world, so I'm going to just leave them alone. I'm still a member, but, you know, I'm just not going to be talking about that. Right, Dayton Hamvention. I'm going to be at Dayton Hamvention, and I'm going to be with the ARDC, and I'm also going to be at some after-hours events, so if you are there. I talk about ham radio on the new moon mission. So NASA has a new moon mission called Artemis 2, and we have 3 out of 4 of these are ham radio operators, so maybe they might be making contact. Another one in Maine, and I have another story about Maine coming up, by the way, right? And the story about Maine is that some of the residents are pushing back on ham radio antenna towers, but it doesn't end there. There's a lot of other stuff going on in Maine. Maine is kind of coming like ground zero for some of these battles, mainly because there are like so many towers going up in Maine. I talk about this cool little project called Aris Sparky. Aris Sparky essentially is a toolkit for teachers to teach about RF and radio, right? And it's funded in large part by ARDC. And the RSGB is looking for a new technical editor for Radcom. So those of you who are what we call Anglophiles, like, you know, you follow the news in the UK and life in the UK, you know that the King Charles III got coronated, and you'll find that because of that, the Ofcom now is allowing radio amateurs to use a special prefix. Well, not prefix, but a special regional locator. So generally how British call signs operate is that you have the letters G or M or 2, and I don't believe there are any other letters, G, M, or 2, and then you can optionally have a secondary locator, a regional locator, and that usually corresponds to a geographical area in the UK. For example, M is Scotland, W is Wales, and E is for England, believe it or not, but you don't see that in G or M call signs. You see that in the 2 call signs, which are the intermediate. But for special events, they sometimes give you the ability to use a special one. So this one is 2R or MR. So I have a call sign M0RAJ, and I have also MR. I'm going to be operating MR0RAJ because I have to notice the variance. Hopefully, when I go from Friedrichshafen, I'm probably going to hop over for a bit to UK because I have a few friends there and a few things, and I'm going to carry my 705 and see if I could operate from there. You know, I'm also carrying my 705 with me this week. I'm going to be in California, so you'll see me, probably hear me there, probably working a park on the air or something before I get down to business, and we do have some business to transact there. Greetings from the Wisconsin Military Academy. Well, thank you for your service. If you are in the military? But if not, still a cool place to be. Yeah, I did actually get the notice of variation from Ofcom. I went online and I got it. So I'm good and ready. You know, I'm good and ready. Yep. Yeah. I wish we had something in the United States where we could get cool special event call signs and all sorts of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, America is kind of like America. So, America, love it or hate it, right? But anyway, so I went to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And in Las Vegas, Nevada, I, let's see here. I could do this. Nope. Okay. Well, I went to Las Vegas, and I'll give you a few photos of my trip to Vegas. I went actually for the National Association of Broadcasters, which is where I got this shirt that says I'm a radio broadcaster, right? Because I have a show on WRMI radio on 5050 or 5950 on Fridays at 2100 UTC. And yeah, you know, yeah, the special call signs are kind of not fun for logbooks, although they have prefix chasers who want them. You know, the CQ magazine worked all prefix WPX award. They seem to like them. So yeah, so the NAB show was a week before. NAB show was a week before last. So yeah, it was in April. It was like the middle of April. So it wasn't too long ago. Right. So let me show you some photos here. So first of all, you know, I went to McCarran Airport. They still call it McCarran Airport, believe it or not, even though it's now Harry Reid Airport. And you know, it's kind of interesting because I mean, you know, McCarran. The reason they got rid of McCarran is interesting because supposedly he was not a he was not a desirable character. So, you know, he was kind of like, I don't know how to put it, being delicate. Yeah. Let's see here. And this here, got another photo. I went to Giggle Parts and I picked up a radio because, you know, I won a little money in the casino. And I ended up getting an FT70D. It's my first Yaesu System Fusion radio. And I bought it because, well, one, I had a little money. But the thing is, I figured, well, you know what? I'm walking around the show. There's a lot of hams there. Might as well get one. Harry Reid. Yeah, Harry Reid isn't he like a former U.S. Senator from Nevada? And he ended up getting the airport named after him. Let's see here. Here I am, here with my Yaesu, and then, boy, you could tell there's so many bright lights in this whole show because it is a sight to behold. It's like a whole, it's a whole sight to behold. A lot of things. On the show floor, I actually did a recording for Oscar India, and my friends Oscar India, they're an up and coming group. I did, whoops, what's going on here? Hey, come on, you don't just do that. It's asking me to import all these photos. Okay, so, yeah. right, and then I do this. Okay, yeah, so I did something on the show floor, and then gigaparts. Yeah, so I did a little recording on the show floor. Yeah, and I don't know if he passed away really. Yeah, I remember him from like the Bush years. You know, he was like one of the Democrats in Congress, and I think he was Senate Majority Leader, if I'm not mistaken, or Minority Leader, could be. I don't know. I didn't really closely follow politics at that time, except for the war. Right there, I did one for Oscar India, and you know, one of the things I like to do at the at these shows is look for stuff. You know, I look for new cool gear. Like I'm looking for like some live streaming solutions for my church. So I looked a bunch of their stuff. Loads of PTZ cameras, right? PTZ means pan tilt zoom, where the you know, you're able to control these cameras remotely. Okay, I'll use the Majority Leader. Okay. And I took some pictures of some equipment I want to follow up with these people. Loads of cameras and stuff. If you're into YouTube and live streaming, they do a lot of stuff, and you could see me on one of the pictures here. I was kind of like looking at their cameras. I met up with this person, Michelle Bradley. She's you know, she's very helpful with a lot of things. Michelle actually, like, she's helpful with FCC matters, especially. She's a advocate for low power FM and does a lot of you know, basically advocacy work, and basically also consulting, helping out people with that, right? And yeah, we talked a little bit. Walking down the street, museum of selfies. I saw that I had to take a selfie, and you might have seen that on my Facebook. Of course, here, you know, walking with. So I was with Ted Randall. You can see Ted there in the chair. Ted is, you know, we're there on the strip, and they have like this zip lining thing. Zip lining seems to be a popular thing in Vegas now. We walked down on downtown Vegas. So I was in Vegas earlier this year for CES, right, with Ecoflow, and then I found out I stayed in the Plaza Hotel downtown, and they had like the street with the covered. I forget what the name of the street is, but they had like a you know, they had like a zip lining thing there, and then they have this one on the strip, and people are actually zip lining there. Cool stuff. I don't know, right? Here I am taking selfie going across the street. Okay, Vegas is full of bright lights and full of imitating everything. We saw this woman here, and Holly took a picture of me. Holly, that's Ted's wife. We had to take a picture in this casino. Oh man. And there she is, Holly. Me and Holly. Taking a picture. MGM Grand. Man, some of these casinos are really, really massive, you know. Fremont Street. Yes, you are 100% correct. Thank you very much. Hey, Nisi. Nice to see you. Yeah. And, yeah, MGM Grand is huge. David Copperfield, they have performances and all sorts of stuff, cool stuff. I even took stuff going down. So I took the, I think this was on the last day though. This is I was taking it going down the escalator from the monorail. And they have like Westgate and the Las Vegas Convention Center. Yeah, here I am on the last day, looking at various things. And here I am, where was I? Oh, I think this was a ham radio operator's reception. Yeah, here we are. We're here with, so I'm there, and then next to me is W2 BNC from the, he run this event, but he's from Turner Engineering. So W2 BNC, and then you have Holly, and then you have their son, Holly's son. I believe his name is Matt. So he's a big radio nerd. Okay, he does big time radio engineering. He does engineering for one of the big talk shows, Dave Ramsey. So he's a superstar. Yeah. So this is one I took for World Amateur Radio Day. Oh, there we go. Yeah. This is us taking a picture again. This is the entrance. I use this for the newsletter. Let's see here. They had this one. This is a storm chasing vehicle here. Awards, and I was just walking the floor last minute, just taking pictures of everything as they were disassembling. This lens is a Canon. I think they're missing an N in this lens. This is a massive lens, and these lenses are probably like $20,000-$30,000, and they're used. Essentially, you put the camera body on the lens. I saw something on Instagram Reels today where they had guys shooting hockey. They have like a little hole where they put the camera through and a door, because when these guys fly into the barrier, you don't want your camera there. Yeah, you had lots of things about video production and audio production too. It was heaven, because I'm in that space. I love this kind of work. More PTZ cameras. Loads of stuff here. And they had this camera underwater for some reason. It was like, you had like a bunch of things underwater there. Why is it buffering? I don't know. Maybe it's buffering for you. Right, and they sprayed water on this. And lots of awards again. Oh, and this is DJI. So DJI was there. DJI had a big demo. And DJI, yeah, I don't know. Internet's probably acting up again. But DJI had a big booth here. And you can see all the people from DJI. I asked my my Ecoflow colleagues if they knew any of them. And they're like, well, one guy said, I didn't work for DJI. But a lot of them came from DJI. So they know. They probably know some of these people. Okay, let's see here. Oh God, I hate this internet. Let me see here. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. Anyway, let's power through. Maybe it'll catch up. But yeah, so a lot of this stuff here. Let's see here. And then it was time to go back. I got this nice pin here. And more picture again. The last day I went to the Coke, the World of Coke downtown. Not downtown, the strip was pretty good. World of Coke. Souvenirs. Yeah, high roller. Right, and then it was time to head back home. So, and then I got back home. So, Bufferland. I hate the buffering. Let me see if I could do something about that. Because, let's see here. Yeah, it's saying how it's 64%. Let me just see if I could fix this. Oh, 1 second. All right. Is that better? That should be better. Okay. Right? Yeah, I did kick it. Okay. All right, let's see the SD card now. Let's see here. 101 MSDCF. April 11th. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So one of the things I did too was we went to the ham radio, the ham radio reception. I might have a little video from it too, actually. And we had a little speech from the Nevada section manager. And the Nevada section manager was there. The ARL did not have a booth. They usually have a booth at the NAB show, NAB show. I keep saying NAB show, with the NAB show. But you know, sometimes it's not quite clear what prevented them from having one this year. I think the section manager just probably didn't want to do it or something, or maybe wasn't, you know, inclined, or wasn't getting support or something, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, but he did get a lot of prizes. I actually won an ARL antenna book, believe it or not. And I can do that now because I'm not with the ARL anymore. So I could kind of win prizes at Hamfest, even though I really, you know, it's not my main thing, right? It's not my main jam. It's like, well, you know, it's one of the things, I don't know. So, let's see here. Trying to find the one with the section manager here. Not this one. This one? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll see if I'll find it and post it up. But on their website, they actually had a you know, a whole picture of it too. And I could show you some in the room here. So, and I'm actually going to do a full video about this, entitled "The Best Ham Convention You Never Heard Of," called the NAB show. Like, hams have been going there because many of them are involved in radio, and you find that because of that, you know, a lot of them are at the NAB show. So you see here, you see this is the room, right? We had like a little room there, and you know, hams just talking ham radio and broadcasting, and they had Bud Light there for some reason. The most controversial beer on earth right now. Bud Light, right? Yeah. That was it. I would make a joke about the ARL, but I kind of don't want to do that now, you know, because the ARL is under enough pressure. But you want to talk about controversy, right? Let's see here now. No, I don't think, it's not a matter they couldn't afford it. I mean, they usually get the space donated, you know, and then yeah, I don't know what happened. T-Ray, Jerry, you have a good night, okay? And maybe we chat sometime again soon. Yeah. So can't afford it? No, I don't think it's that. I think maybe just you know, everything in ham radio is a matter of volunteers. Like, you have volunteers to do things, and you know, I, in my various activities, try to find volunteers, and then eventually everybody is like, yeah, you know, we enjoy what you're doing. Pat on the back. And then what happens is, when time to volunteer, I'm like, nah, I'm too busy. Nah, it's okay. You're doing a great job. Nah, you know, and this goes for everything. It's not just ham radio. It's church. It's everything. You know, everybody says you're doing such a great job. What they really mean is, well, you know, yeah, it's better you volunteering than me, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, so that was that. But this section manager, he did the speech before the prize drawing, and he talked about, you know, how he's grateful for all the people who are in broadcast engineering, and it was really good. It was a really nerdy broadcast engineering conference, and it was a lot of great products. I met some people who I actually, you know, made connections with in terms of like broadcast and radio and YouTube and all sorts of stuff. You know, I even made those connections at CES, but at NAB it was kind of like a niche market. I might go to the one in New York in October. So, yes, I could show you this one. Okay, let me see here. This one here is the, let me see if I could bring in some audio. Right? Yes.
So those of you
and here they have the
are holding off dropping your
not
tickets in the bucket because you think you're going to get a better chance, we're doing things a little bit different this year.
The NAB show.
Listen up.
Ham Radio Gathering. I think I have the full speech with the section manager here somewhere. But in any case, you know, it's a good time to be had by all. So yeah, so let's see what else I've been up to. I've been playing with the Ecoflow blade lawnmower, believe it or not, and that's a fancy piece of kit. Some people call it a Cola. Why are there so many mods here? Because these are all my friends, and I made them mods because I can't handle spam myself. We had one night of really bad spam. And then what happened is these you know, I made some of these people mods. There's this other channel that I was on. I was listening to, watching one of their live streams. And this person, I swear, made everyone a mod. I mean, I swear. Everybody in the chat, you know, he was kind of like Oprah, right? And Oprah, you know how Oprah gave everybody a car? Well, he made everyone a mod. And here is my Ecoflow blade lawnmower. It just finished mowing the lawn and is going back to charge. Yeah. You see? And it's there stinking. It's kind of like flailing around a little bit, wondering what to do, aligning itself with the charging station. And then it just goes, eases its way up, and then click, charge. I have a video about this coming out soon. It's called Using Radio to Mow the Lawn. And yeah, we call it Lawn GPT, okay? Lawn GPT is the name of it here. We call it Lawn GPT. And let's see here. Oh, I think I've been using the wrong microphone. Can you hear me now? Whoa, that's tank radio loud. Yeah. So just 1 second. Yeah. So Lawn GPT is the name of the lawnmower, and we kind of just really just, you know, had fun with it. I'm still kind of does it create noise? So it's not going to go brrrr like a big lawnmower. No. What it's going to do is it's going to make a little kind of small noise. It sounds a little bit like a close up. It kind of sounds like a blender. Not really a blender. I would say more like a It's kind of like it's electric motor. It's battery operated, and it just makes a little noise. It has like three blades. Yeah. So I've been testing this since last year. Actually involved in early development of the product, and it kind of just we had a prototype model. Well, it is not working now, but the prototype model, we call it Cut GPT. Yeah, buffer back. I hate this internet. Let me see here. Yeah. Which guy had a crush on you, T-Ray? That's a good question. So on a single charge, and actually it's not even a full battery. It does like 90 to 20%. I actually get like about, let's say, 6,000 square feet before it returns to the charge pedestal. And what it does is that if you have anything bigger than that, it will mow, and then it will charge, and then it will mow again, But my yard has like slopes and little hills and valleys and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of like, I might be burning more battery, you know. Yes, you know, cola, that is exactly how it sounds, okay? You have like a fan and you just face it downwards and you cut the grass with that. That's exactly what it's like. Thank you. Yeah. And it has like 3 little razor blade type blades. I mean, I can't believe this thing is cutting the lawn. But I have a bigger mower too, a Greenworks battery mower. And that one, we have about 20,000 square feet of lawn on both sides. So we have like about 12,000 on one side, and we have the driveway, and then we have another 8 to 10,000 on the other side. And we have a Greenworks mower, battery mower. You know, the last gas mower I had, it self-destructed, and you know, I just never bought it. I had a lawn service for a while, and the guy just kept raising it by $10-15 a year every year. He started at $65 and he ended up at $90 a year. I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with that, you know. And what I found is some of his other customers are actually paying less. So I'm kind of like, yeah, sorry. But, you know, maybe he figured that, well, he could squeeze a little more money out of me. Good question. So I'm going to actually talk about this in a video. So what it does is it has a map, right? Yes, Addie, for playing a mountain out of baby. Okay. Yeah. Cole is on it tonight. So how does it know property lines? So unlike traditional robot lawnmowers, like the Works Landroid, right? So the Works Landroid is a mower, and it uses a wire around the property. Not this one. This one, what you do is you have a phone app, and then you take the app, and then you start a map, and then you basically guide the mower like a remote control toy, and then when you're done, you press complete, and you map out. And it uses a precision GPS technology called real-time RTK, they call it. And RTK is a really slick piece of technology that it actually it does a real-time mapping of the lawn. And when I mean real-time, I mean, you know, it's so good, it actually has like centimeter level precision. So I actually use this on some of my drone flights, but not with my drone. Like with other drones, I use that, you know, when I did occasional work with drone crews. They have something called RTK. So it's called real-time kinematic positioning, right? RTK. And RTK is actually it's a pretty cool technology. So first you have like a little antenna on the perimeter, and it receives a GPS signal, and then it takes the GPS signal and then, you know, broadcasts out to the lawnmower, and the lawnmower also receives GPS, and then it kind of like uses the phase difference to more precisely determine position. So for example, it uses the phase of the signal's carrier wave in addition to the information of the GPS signal, and we have like a base station there, and then you have the rover, which is a lawnmower. It's normally used by land surveyors, which is how precise it is, and it actually it's pretty good. Now, as I mentioned, and you know, this is not a trade secret or anything. Exactly, they're using RTK in the agricultural world right now. They use it in land surveying in that, you know, you have the DJI enterprise drones which have the RTK antenna on them, and then you put a fixed base station and you fly, and you could precision map. And actually, you can even do like an autonomous mission now where it will precision map and then spit out a map with the software. Really cool stuff. So yeah, you know, well, you know, some people do gas mowers. I do electric. You know, I used to change spark plugs in the lawnmower. And I did like the valve adjustment and changing the oil and all. I just got fed up of that, you know. Yeah, and we used to do meticulous maintenance and that. Well, you know, you don't have to receive the GPS, you know, lawnmower. It's like lawnmower. Oh yeah, okay, I get it. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I'm gonna do a full treatise on this. Yeah, allergies are getting me bad, big time. This thing actually, if you use the FCC ID tool and you look up the FCC ID, this uses a bunch of different radios. First of all, it has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth, and then for the RTK, it actually uses LoRa. And you might have heard about LoRa on Ham Radio Crash Course's channel, Josh. So LoRa is kind of like long range radio. And yeah, LoRa is LoRa, and it actually just you know, it broadcasts on that signal, so it'll reach further around your yard, not like 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. Some people, the mowing the lawn is their zen, you know. You got the generator. Oh, you did? Okay. I don't know Ego had a generator. I really don't know that. Yeah. For me, I have generators. I have gas generators. I have like 3 gas generators, but I don't really use them that much. I use the Ecoflow ones because I test them out and stuff like that. But mostly for my power needs, I use the Ecoflow batteries and power stations, you know. And I've been testing various ones. I have the new River 2 Pro. It's pretty good stuff. And I have one that's undisclosed right now. So, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's a great thing about the battery mowers is that you don't have to use fuel. And it's not a green thing for a lot of people, right? Even though I am into the green, but, you know, it's not a green thing for a lot of people. What a lot of people don't like is that you have to go to the gas station with gas cans, and then you bring it back home. You know, you fill the gas, you spill the gas, and then you have gas in the tank, and you have to use fuel stabilizer and all of that stuff. You know, you just don't want to deal with it anymore, right? This one has 2 batteries and a rapid charger. So when one battery dies, you use the other battery. It just switches to the other battery. And that battery that is dead, you just drop it on the charger and it's fully charged within like an hour again, you know? So yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's cool. I actually have a solar tracker, believe it or not. I have the Ecoflow solar tracker, and the Ecoflow solar tracker was a really ingenious piece of kit. Unfortunately, it was such a niche that they kind of discontinued the product. Yeah, I can have loud power inside with no... Yeah, that's why I use Ecoflow power stations. Yeah, the ethanol is a problem. The ethanol, you know, the thing about ethanol is that ethanol is hygroscopic, meaning that it attracts moisture. And because it attracts moisture, it kind of just lowers the efficiency of the gasoline, 1. And then 2, it could damage these small engines, because these small engines, when they have the ethanol and the moisture, they don't really run well. So, you know, you gotta kind of do that. I like the quieter ones, and you know, corded is fine. I can't do you know, one. Yeah, I am talking about the Ecoflow blade. I actually have, like I said, I have an Ecoflow blade. I've had, you know, I've been kind of helping them do some testing. Ethanol's for drinking, not for driving. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, Arnie, we're talking about the blade, and you know, I have a blade on my lawn here. Don't you love it? Yep. And let me see if I'll show you another picture or another video that I have. What else do I have here? And no, there's one of me here. Yeah, and also it gums up the carbs. Let's see. Here's where it's cutting the grass. Oh yeah, let me show you. This is an interesting one, where it's like running through there, and then do I have sound on this one? Probably, right? Let me see here. There we go. So they're cutting the lawn. See, my yard is like a cow pasture. But it's running through. Yep. Yeah, it's good stuff. I do like it. I do like it a lot. And yeah. Yeah, it is hard on the small engine carburetors. I think it gets into the seals or the gaskets or something and causes havoc with them. It's bad to the point where some people actually pay like $6 or $7 and use like AV gas, aviation gasoline. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too loud, and you probably hear all the birds up by me, right? You hear all the birds on... You know, when you freshly cut the lawn, usually you see like the robin. There's one robin that comes down and he just walks through the grass. I don't know if he's looking for worms or something. But it's so pretty. When the grass is nice and cut down, the birds. Yeah, it does. It was in cutting mode, I believe. Yeah. It was cutting. A cow pasture would have cow patties. You know, we have a restaurant out by us called Cow Patty, right? And Cow Patty, they have like burgers and such like that, you know? And, yeah. Yeah, 100 low lead. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, you'd have real cow patties. Okay. Yeah, so I've been beta testing Ecoflow blade. Well, you know, now it's in production too. And it's a hoot. I love it. But they need to improve some things though, I think. I think they really need to improve some things. And it will get better with time with firmware. And you know, it will get better in time. I know the engineering team works very hard on it, so they're very how should I put it? They're very diligent about it, and you know, we're designing some new products which I can't talk about right now. But it's pretty cool stuff. Now let's see what else I have here that I did recently. I went over to my friend Peter, W2IRT. I took some stuff of his, but I'm not ready to show it yet. Yeah. My mom and my cousins too. I actually went and saw my cousins up in Groton, Connecticut. You know, you're not lying about cow patties. You know, the thing about cow patties is that methane. And you might be joking, but our local landfill actually takes the methane from the landfill, right? And they run that in a combined cycle power plant on the premises, and they generate the power, and then they feed it back into the grid. So believe it or not, your grid probably is powered by garbage. Many stations in other states have ethanol-free gas. In New Jersey, we most decidedly do not. The reasons are kind of unclear. I suspect it has to do with environmental mandates. You might, I don't know if it's true or not, but you might find at a nearby marina, and if there is, there might be in the marina, and the marina will probably have that. Yeah, you know, it's popular, and I think it's good because if, you know, the methane just going into the air will, first of all, the methane could explode, and I've heard of landfills exploding and stuff like that. But so you manage the methane, but if you collect the methane and you burn it and use it for generating energy, it's a win-win. You know, that methane, whether or not you believe in global, I'm not here to debate climate change, but the methane is a greenhouse gas, and instead of it just going into the air, you know, might as well just burn it off and create less of a greenhouse gas, which is carbon dioxide. But that's another story. Yeah, it seems to be really popular, you know. And let's see here. Landfills are full of fuel and precious metal. True. And you know, somebody was saying that how in the future we might be mining landfills for precious metals. Probably to make, you know. Hey, thank you very much. Little one-on-one. Nice. Maybe we'll hear about your drone stuff here. KI5CBW. Cool stuff. I'll probably go check out your channel afterward. So electricity smells like garbage. Yeah, that's probably why the Tesla smells like garbage sometime too. No, that's because you guys leave stuff in the back seat. Okay? Burn the old what in the stove? I don't understand. I burn things in the stove, but I burn like wood and stuff like that in the stove. I don't know. Yeah. And you know, when they burn the methane, it kind of smells for a little bit. So, you know. Let's see here. Hello, Dwayne. Nice to see you. Cow patties. So I do have one request. I don't know if anybody here, I'm just throwing a shout out in the dark. If anybody here is like in the San Diego area and you know if a good spot to POTA, Parks in the Air, let me know because I'm going there. I want to take my 705 and I want to actually go down to, you know, probably get a little POTA in, you know, and we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, there are EPA credits for using cogen, yes, and pretty cool stuff. We have one here up in Sussex County, New Jersey. Probably in other counties in New Jersey have them. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for that, you know, and you know it's power, you know, it's power. Oh, dry cow patties. Okay, I know some people who did that. Actually, my my aunt and stuff, they had that. You know, they used to use cow dung for all sorts of stuff. So yeah. You know, that's an interesting thing. I'll show you the antenna I'm going to use, and I have a choice of 2 antennas actually. So this one, I'll show you. So I'm going to be using my NFED, right? And this is my NFED half wave. Yes, I will do my RF evaluation. Yeah, so this one here is a PAR NFEDs, right? It's an NFED half wave. And it's actually made by, I believe Vibraplex makes them now. This one here I got from MM0OPX, and this one supposedly is a higher quality one transformer. So I'm going to probably try this one out with POTA too, but he used a Hammond enclosure, he used a really nice toroid, and then, you know, I'm going to basically, you know, try it out and see, right? Yeah, so he's there. I'm going to try it out and see. It seems really nice. And then on the 705, I have the matte tuner. I don't have the ICOM tuner. I don't know. I just got the matte tuner before ICOM came out with theirs. So that's how it is. Okay. All right. Well, you know, it's 10:30 here on the East Coast. Be sure to check out the radio show. I've been doing a lot of interesting stuff on the radio show. If you have a topic you want me to talk about on the radio show, I like to talk about tech. I kind of like want to retire all the politics of ARL and stuff like that, and you know, things. But I do want to talk more radio tech and stuff like that. So if you have a news tip, send it to me at ria@n2rj.com. All right. So until next time, my friends. Hope I don't have technical difficulties again. What mode will I be running? Oh, that's interesting. I might run single sideband, but I have these. Sorry, these. Yeah, I have this. This is a pair of palm paddles, right? And it's a CW paddle. So I can actually run CW. This I had bought back in the day, and they don't make this anymore. See? See, da 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 da. Yeah, yep. Morse code. Yeah, palm paddles. Nice. See, I love it. It works nice with my 705. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna tie the ribbons on it, and yeah, you know, gosh darn it. Let's see. What is it? Bumper with overlay. His name is file. I need to do a new one. I want to do something fresh, you know, and we'll see how that goes, right? And you know, we'll see how that goes because we need to be fresh here. All right, my friends. Peace in 73.